Okay, everybody. So this is the team call. It is January 5th, and we are going to be talking about how to build your business while working with a full-time job. So I'm going to do a screen share here and just bring up some PowerPoints. Let me know that you see them because last time I had problems. You seeing them? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'll go ahead and get started. Before we start, I want to do some congratulations. So Brittany, super congratulations to you. You are a success starter for the first month in your business, which is such an awesome accomplishment. If you don't know what Success Starter is, it's when you reach Success Club 5 the first month that you are a coach, an active coach. So Randy, just so you know, since you signed up as a discount coach previously, that's what I did too. I never qualified for this, but if anybody signs up right away and then they hit Success Club their first month in the business, they can earn a free ticket to Summit. And you have to do it the first 3 months in your business, and she's hit her first one. So that's awesome, especially for December, because that's a lot of coaches struggle with that month just because people are, doing the holiday stuff and saving money. So, and then also awesome congratulations to Sindel for hitting Success Club 10, Vicky for Success Club 8, and then Brittany for Success Club 6. So those are awesome. Everybody, there's lots of other people who had Success Club points, but these are all 5, Success Club 5 and above. So starting the year strong, there's a few things that are coming up. This Saturday is Super Saturday, and I highly recommend trying to get to one of these events. They have them all over the states. I know there's one near Bismarck in North Dakota. There's one in Chicago. There's one in Fargo. Christy, I'm not as positive in Minnesota. I'm going to the one in New York. So they usually share a lot of the things that they're launching, so it's fun, and then there's training. I'm actually excited because the one I'm going to, they are doing fitness, a fitness photo shoot. So I have to wear all my best fitness gear, and hopefully I'll get some photos. So they do cool things like that at them. And you get to meet other great coaches. January 11th, the Elite Rank in the Bank training starts, so make sure that you have signed up for that. It's an awesome training. I did the exact same one last year. I know there's different content at this time, and I won $300 because I rank advanced during that training. It's awesome leaders that are doing it this time around, so it's really, really, really good. And then January 12th, which is Tuesday, our team's leading a backstage pass into coaching. I think everybody here has kind of experienced one. It'll be 8 p.m. at Central Time, and this is a great opportunity to invite people that you think may be interested in the coaching opportunity. So we'll get an event posted for that, and you can share that with your friends. And there's a Team Cup registration coming up, so there'll be more details for that. It's just a challenge to kind of earn some prizes. And then January 18th is the prep week for our team challenge. So if you're looking to partner with somebody on the team for a challenge group, a full Beachbody challenge group, the prep week starts January 18th, and the 25th is when the official challenge begins. So just keep that on your radar and start inviting to those. Start now. You should always be inviting, especially because a lot of people like to save up money, and that gives them time to save. And then January 25th, we have another New Coach Basics group starting. So great opportunity to use this these next few weeks when people are excited and wanting to change, and we'll have that training starting at the end of the month for them to jump into. And then a few other things real quick. If you didn't watch The Surge, I highly recommended it. I posted a video on the team page. It's 2 hours long, so anything really important I kind of sorted through. The cafe latte flavor for Shakeology comes out on January 11th. And there's going to be a triple combo pack, which includes chocolate, vanilla, and cafe latte. So I think that's pretty awesome. The Success Club trip for 2016 is going to be in Punta Cana, and the dates are in April for that year. But please, if you're considering it, it's not a cruise, Sindel, so you can't use it this year. Sindel doesn't like cruises. But register. I'll be posting it before it opens right away. I tried to register maybe an hour after it opened, and I'm number 7,000 in line. So I'm not going to get on it, fortunately. Another coach that I know, this is a good reason to like build connections with coaches, had an extra spot in her room, so I'm going to get to go with her. So that's kind of fun. But you can earn a free trip. So all you have to do is hit Success Club 5 every month. You get your full hotel paid for. It looks like an awesome hotel, and then a $750 hotel credit. So basically, you really just have to cover your flight. So that's pretty awesome. And then 12 months of Shakeology gift. I'm not sure if you saw that going around, but anybody who orders, customers and coaches, orders Shakeology every month for 12 months in a row, they get this awesome shaker cup that says like 365 days of health or something like that. And then you get this really cool scoop that's, I don't know what it's made of. It looks like gold. It's obviously not gold, but it's really cool. And it's a fun gift that your challengers and you will get just by committing to drinking Shakeology every day. So, and then the challenge packs, you can see that right there. I'm sure you've already read through that, so I'm not going to read through them for January. That's the promotional pricing. Okay, so at a glance. So as most of you know, I started coaching and I had a full-time job. I worked really long hours. I sometimes like wonder how it all worked. I think when you work a full-time job, you have the opportunity of being really productive with your time. But I think it can be scary when you're jumping into something when you're not really sure if you have enough time or how to sort out or how to use your time when you are busy. Like, what are the most important things to be doing? So just to go through my schedule of what it looked like, I kind of wrote it out of what I did every day. And yours will look a little different because you may have children, you may have other commitments. But so I would wake up every morning at 5 o'clock, and from 5 to 6, I would work out. During that time, I always took a photo. I always took a photo of myself working out. Sometimes it wasn't pretty, but I really tried to do my best. And I would maybe take a few photos because if people couldn't tell that I was wearing the same clothes in the photo, like if it was an arm shot or something like that, then I was just building my content for social media. So I always took a photo during that workout. And then I did a quick 5-minute devotional before I jumped into the shower, because that's just how I start my day. And then from 6 to 6:30, I ran with the dogs. This was before jumping in the shower, but I would always go for a quick run with my dogs. Then at 6:30 to 7:30, I would start getting ready for the day. I take a full hour, as some of you know who were with me at Summit. 7:30 to 8, that's why I woke up a half hour early than I normally would, because I was working out previously too, but that was my beach body time. So that was when I checked in with all of the challenge groups that I had going on, because I couldn't guarantee that I'd be able to post in the morning. So it's that extra half hour that I got up early so that I could devote to that. And challenge groups are so important to be a part of. So I would check in with my challenge groups, and then I would normally send out 3 invites to people for upcoming challenge groups. Then from 8 to 8:30 was my commute. I took the train to work, and I always had a podcast in. I was usually listening to Chalene Johnson or the National Wake Up Call. So that's how I got my personal development in. Now you can see it's 8:30 a.m. I'm just getting to work at 8:30, and I've already done all of my 3 vital behaviors. I've done my professional development. And I've been a product of the product because I would have Shakeology for breakfast. So it's like, wow, I already did my 3 like main things. Then I went to work from 8:30 to 12:30. I had a lunch, and I utilized that lunch break to have conversations with people. Usually I was checking my messages. If I was sending invites out, you'll start to have communication in Facebook. So that's when I just use that for conversations. And I should also state, I forgot to say, during my commute, before I started my personal development on the train, I did a quick post to social media. So that was every day. I always posted onto that morning workout, about my morning workout. Okay, so then I worked from 1:30 to usually about 7 o'clock at night. So it was long hours. I'd commute home and I did nothing. So that was like my time to just chill and not have anything going through my head, just relax. Because then when I got home, I walked the dogs from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. From 8 to 9, I made dinner. I would have conversations on my phone a little bit while I could. And I would have dinner with my husband and spend time with him. And then from 9 to 10 was usually my Beachbody time. And then I would do another post. So during that time, I'm going to be honest, I was normally on my couch and I was hanging out with my husband because I wasn't really watching what he's watching. He doesn't like my TV shows, but I was trying to kind of like work while relaxing. And then from 10 on, I just hung out with Brendan. So as we get to the end of this, I think it's so important to kind of go through your day and see like, how can you feed Beachbody into your life? And it just became a normal part of my day. So I always posted on social media when I was commuting to work. I forgot to say this, but I also posted during my lunch break, and then I posted right at the end of the day. And those are the 3 best times to post on social media too. So it just became normal. So, and then on the weekends, because sometimes during the week I wouldn't get every single like evening, I'd be doing stuff. I have a life too. I would take a little bit more time on the weekends. I usually took 3 hours on Saturdays in the morning just to get out some invites because I would probably have a challenge group that was starting that next Monday. That's kind of what my schedule looked like. So just so you know, I think it is so important that if this is important to you, you have to have a clear vision. You have to know why you're doing this because otherwise it becomes really easy to not do. So think about it. Why are you a coach? Like, what is driving you to be a coach? What is driving you to want to be successful, to help a lot of people? What gives you that fire in the belly? You'll hear that. But me, it was because I wanted to have more time with my future kids. Like, I wasn't fulfilled at my job, and I knew that. And every day when I went there, I just wanted to be doing coaching things because I enjoyed it. So to me, it never felt like work. And it shouldn't feel like work to you because it should be something you love. And if it's not, then maybe it's not, the right place for you. But it's so fun to help people, and it was so fulfilling. So it didn't feel like work to me. So that extra time never bothered me because my vision was bigger. I saw that this could be something, and I ran with it. So we'll start with the good. So the good things. Everyone has the same amount of time, so you can't use it as an excuse. So that's a great thing. We all have the same amount of time in the day. You get to determine what your priorities are. I don't have kids, and I always felt like I would have to be like, oh, well, I have more time because I don't have kids. But that's not true, I had other things like dogs. But you want to make sure that those priorities, your family should be number one no matter what. So make sure that, you're going through what's important to you. And if coaching's on that list, you'll make time for it. And then create an office space. This was so important for me. Like I told you, some of the times I was sitting on the couch with my husband and I wasn't productive there. I would find myself wasting time on Facebook because I wasn't treating this like a business where you have a desk and things are organized and you keep track of things. So find a space in your house. If you don't have a good space, try to make something that would work. I was in a small apartment. I didn't have a desk, so I used my kitchen table, usually in the mornings. And then a power hour. So what's awesome is that we've really laid out for you exactly what you should be doing during your power hour. If you haven't heard of the Power of Threes, you'll learn about it in the training. But there shouldn't really be any questions. You know exactly what to do. And that's what I did. I just did the things that it told me to do. and it works. So the good continued. So I started utilizing scripts. And what's really awesome is Sindel is going to be sharing in February about how to utilize scripts. So this is just a little bit that I would use. Pull up Evernote. That was an app that I used a lot. I have it on my computer and I have it on my phone. And I would write out conversations, like how to describe something, so that you don't have to write it out every single time. Make sure, though, that you're still being genuine. With scripts, it's so important that you don't just copy and paste, but every single person is important. So you need to kind of tailor it to them and make sure that you know what's important to them. But scripts saved me so much time, and it will save you so much time too. And they're already created. You just have to change it to make it yours. They're in our Dropbox folder. And if you don't have access to that, we will get it to you. Technology. You guys, I work from my phone all the time. It's crazy. So make sure that you have a good phone. I can do anything. I didn't even take my computer with me on my Christmas vacation, which scared me, but I can do everything on here. So you can work from anywhere. Just sitting while your kids are at practice or something like that. Have some conversations on your phone, like multitask. Get a good phone with a good camera, because those posts, that's so important. You want to have good quality pictures. Get excited to learn how the business works. Something about me, I loved learning. I would walk on my lunch breaks when I was a brand new coach, and I would just listen to the national wake-up calls. And I'd be writing people's names down that I thought of, that I was like, they're awesome. Like, they'd be awesome coaches. Dig in to those resources. You determine what you learn. You're the person that's going to help yourself grow. You just have to do it. The other things that I would tap into are the Team Hardcore weekly training video, which Janelle Summers puts on, and then the Firestarters weekly team call. And YouTube, I Googled and just would look at top coaches' YouTube pages and be like, I don't know how to invite, and I would look things up and I'd listen to them. And I still do that today. It's so important. So this is crazy fun. So this is such an amazing opportunity. Like, you have to be excited about it. And for me, and I think many of you, it's not work. So it's so fulfilling that you want to make time for it, and it becomes a priority, because it's so fun when you get those messages from people and you've changed their life. That's when you're like, wow, I am like doing something amazing here. I'm part of something bigger. So the bad. And these aren't really that bad, but these are kind of the bad things that I struggled with. So you're going to have to give up some things. I gave up TV. I used to watch all these stupid TV shows, but when I was working full time, I gave it up. It wasn't growing me. It was only actually making me feel like, I don't know, worse about myself. So I gave that up. Non-important social events. There's some things that I didn't really want to go to. I had a hard time saying no to, that this kind of made it easier to say no to. You have to determine what's a priority. And my future family, that was more of a priority to me, because I wanted to be there with them.
No, they would have been on the same.
And then time on the weekends. I definitely use my Saturday mornings effectively for coaching. The benefits of my vision outweighed these. So it didn't really matter to me that I was removing those things from my priority list. Learn how to say no. even to coaching things. Like there may be something that I ask you to do, and if you don't have time for it and it's not a priority, that's okay. Be okay with saying no. It's your business. And then learning to delegate. So this was something that I started doing Saturday mornings was our normal cleaning time. And then I would spend the afternoon coaching or working on coaching things. But I was like, I need this time with my husband on Saturdays and on the weekend. So I had somebody come and clean the apartment because cleaning was mandatory for me every week. So I paid for someone to come and clean so that I could have that time on the weekend to grow my business. My time was more valuable working on the weekends for coaching than it was cleaning my house. Somebody else could do that task. So think about those things if you're looking for more time. The bad continued. You have to track.
Sue's cool little pistol.
It's just a hand pistol, but
and then the 3 vital behaviors should always be the first thing in your business. Just like it through my schedule.
I mean, it was big, hollow triangle looking thing. It's cool.
Sorry, I'm just gonna hit mute right here. If you guys don't mind muting yourself. There we go. Okay, thank you. The 3 vital behaviors should always be the first things you do. It's what I did right away, and I knew that I could continue on to the day and just have conversations with people then, and that was the more fun thing too. The power of 3s, the business activity tracker. Use them, and don't be afraid. So the power of 3s, if you don't invite 3 people that day and you put a 0 in there, that's okay. Like, don't feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't get this filled out. I don't even want to do this because I didn't get it all filled out. That's okay. Like, put the zeros in. That's normal. There's still today, I don't put numbers in every single one. There's zeros in some of those. But it's a good way to track your business. And if, I invite anybody that wants to send those to me, and we can kind of talk about like, what areas do you need to work more on? Or maybe you need to be inviting more to the coaching opportunity. But it's just a good way to track and, put those people's names in there so that you remember. And then the business activity tracker, we use the power of 3s more, but that's also available on your Coach Online office. A lot of people like that too. So find something that works for you. You're going to fail. That means you're growing. So be okay with having conversations and them not going the way that you planned. Be okay with posting something and it maybe didn't get as much traction as you want. That's okay. You just got to consistently keep doing it. You're going to learn as you go. There's a lot of things that I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why did I even post that? There's today I'm like, oh, that wasn't good. You're learning, and that's good. If you don't do something because you're worried you're going to fail, then you are going to fail because you never tried and you're not growing. And then invest in your business. This was key. When I first started, 3 months after I started as a coach, I was like, I'm going to this Platinum Edge conference because I want to learn. I want to know, like, what makes this business tick and, like, how I can help more people. And that was a turning point in my business. And if I wouldn't have done that, I probably wouldn't be coaching today. It just ignited me. And I think probably Sindel and Christy could say the same thing, that going to Summit, it was a game changer in your business because you learn and you really see like what could happen. Okay, I'm gonna have to start moving fast. I only have 2 slides left. So the ugly. I don't know if it's really ugly, but it's the truth. And I learned this going through it. There was months when I would be sporadic with my business. I was always consistent on Facebook. Always. Even if it was just one post, because I knew that this was something I wanted, and I may have just been busy, but I didn't want to let the people down that were following me or that were motivated by me each day. I didn't want to let them down. I wanted them to know that I was committed to them. So that was always important, but you have to be willing to put the work in. You do. And only you can motivate yourself. Like, it's your business, which is kind of fun. Like, you get to grow this any way that you want to. But it's something you have to do. So if you don't do it, if you don't put the work in, if you skip a day, it's easy to skip the next day, and then you're like at the end of the month, you're like, oh, I don't have anybody for my challenge group. You just have to do it. So it's easy to do, but it's also really easy to not do. You have to motivate yourself, and that's when that clear vision really comes in place. Because if you don't have a vision of why you want this, or, long term, like, wouldn't it be awesome to have the funds to be able to go on missions trips, or to, it's just crazy, like, dream big. And then 2, you need to have that conversation. So this was something that I had to do with Brendan, because I think it started from me always being on my phone or always on Facebook. And there was sacrifice. There was a little bit of sacrifice with our time. And there's going to be sacrifices that you might have to make too. You will have to make them. It's not even you might have to make them, because in the long run, 1 year from now, which compared to another job is like nothing, it becomes worth it. All of your hard work becomes worth it. You have to have that conversation with your significant other, your spouse, your family, the people that maybe you're taking a little bit of time away from. You're not just playing on Facebook. You actually are working, but actually do be working. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up on Facebook, speaking from experience. And then ask for support. So what I said to Brennan was like, I really want this. Like, I told him why I wanted it, and I got him on the same page as me. And sometimes that doesn't happen right away. I was lucky he was on board. I think he wasn't maybe sure right away that it would actually turn into anything, but he supported me. And I said, please, like, this is just so important to me. I get excited about this. And he saw that in me. So have that conversation so that they're on the same page. Another tip is to set an income goal. So if you're wanting to quit your full-time job, set an income goal with your spouse or your significant other or your family or somebody that's close to you, and say, when I hit this income goal, that's when I'm going to leave my full-time job. Because it gives you something to work towards. And it maybe makes it a little bit more real in their eyes too. And for me, it gave me that drive. It made me, once I talked to him, I was like, okay, yeah, I got to do this now, because I told him I was like so serious about this. It gives you that drive. One thing, like, I left my job in October, and it wasn't because I was planning on it. And I am still not making my full-time income. I'm very close. But I was blessed with this because, sorry, I have to into this. Because I had a plan B. Because they weren't going to keep me at my job forever. But I had a plan B with this, and that is so awesome. I remember listening to a podcast from Chalene Johnson, and she's like, in this economy, you need a plan B. You need something else. And that, like, it just instilled in me that I needed to, work harder, because you don't know what's going to happen. And you don't know if someday you're not going to have that full-time job, but you have this amazing opportunity right in your hands. And if you grow it now, it really helps if something were to happen. And that's what happened to me. Granted, they probably wanted me to keep me on longer as working remotely, but it wasn't going to be there forever. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm doing this. Like, this is my opportunity. So you don't know what's going to happen in your life. So you just got to prepare. And you want to be doing something you love when that time comes. Okay, if it comes. Hopefully it doesn't come like that. But okay, so where to go from here? This is a quick checklist that I would suggest going through. So number 1, get a planner. You've got to have a planner. You have to know what's going on. Plan your daily activities, your monthly activities and your yearly activities. So daily, where are you going to fit in your Beachbody? Even if it's just a little bit of here and there, where is your time with your family? Where's your time for yourself, your me time? Because those are important too. And then when are those 3 vital behaviors going to go in there? Make your monthly schedule. So this is planning out your challenge groups, planning out the business opportunity webinars or backstage pass into coaching. Put those on a calendar so that you can start inviting and you have it quickly, readily available. Put it on your phone if that works for you when you're out and about and it's easy to check. And then create a yearly schedule. So challenge group every single month. And I do it the same week every single month. Sometimes I'll add in another one, but it's putting it out on a calendar because it's going to happen then. You don't want to go a month without a challenge group. It's good for yourself because it keeps you accountable, and it's good for if you're wanting to grow a business to have that going each month and to be inviting to that each month. And then if you want, you're welcome to just parallel that to what our team schedule is. And you can see it on our team page of what comes each week. But in the last team call, we kind of talked about what each week was so that you could have it. But just put those down as dates that work for you too. I mean, you can run your own challenge groups as well. And then set goals for your business. So if you don't have goals, you have nothing to strive for. I remember talking when I wanted to be a diamond coach, or I was hoping to be a diamond coach. And she said, don't say that. Say, you're going to be a diamond coach. You're going to be a diamond coach by this day. And you know what? If you don't get a diamond or a rank, it's just a rank. But it's progress. And if you don't ever set goals, it's really easy to just kind of go each month. And you're obviously coaching for a reason. There's probably a lot of reasons. So share that with your upline. Share it with your upline coach so that they can help support you and know what you want out of this. So Emerald in one day. So I'm not saying go Emerald in one day. I'm saying that's probably the quickest you could do it. If you have a family member, a friend. So that's doable. Someone that wants a discount on Shakeology. I'm not saying you have to do it in one day. That's just the minimum. Diamond, I'd say you could probably do that in 3 months. If you did 3 coaches per month and you had 2 coaches that were also wanting to invest in this as well. And then Success Club 5 monthly or Success Club 10 monthly. You choose that. So all of those are like minimums, or the rank I would say is that's really awesome if you could do it in that amount of time. But everyone's got different goals and goes through things differently, and you have to set what you think is right for you and your business, and what those are, but share it with somebody. And then commit to learning and implementing. That was key to me. I was always trying to learn, and learning from people that I trusted and people that had, I think, the same character, maybe a similar lifestyle than you as well, so that you could use that and implement it into how you structure your life or your business. The key is to implement. So if you're learning and doing nothing about it, like this call, then it's not helping you. Then right now you're wasting your time and you shouldn't be here. But you got to implement. So pick one thing from what you learn in a training and implement it. You don't have to do it all, but implement. And then get involved with your team. So I think this is the most fun part. I love working with challenge groups. I think that's so awesome. It's one of the reasons why I do this. But it's even more fun when you connect with our team and you get to know one another and you become really close. And I know that so many people on this team I could go to for anything and they'd be able to help me. It's a crazy, ridiculous, awesome friendship. So get involved, get to know one another, and then ask your upline about opportunities to be a leader. Maybe you want to lead a call on something. Maybe you want to post every week in the team page about something. There's so many different things to become a leader, and you can do it gradually. But it was when Heather Johnson said, hey, Kate, you want to lead a team call? And I was like, and I led my first team call. And what is coaching webinar? And those were things that like get you excited. And I wouldn't have done otherwise. And they grow your business as well. And you become a leader within the team. So it's a lot of fun. So that's really all that I have from here. And I can share these slides if you feel like you would like them. Let me stop share. Does anybody have any questions? Is anybody struggling with anything right now? What about any successes? Nothing.
I'll share successes. And Kate, I so know how it is when you ask questions and like everybody's silent. And you're like,
well, and I'm normally someone that's silent. I never ask questions and people ask me to, so I get it.
when I teach classes, like my favorite classes are the ones that like, because I teach childbirth classes. So are the ones that the couples actually want to talk, because you stand up there and you're like, I know I'm not that good of a teacher. Come on, guys. I know you have questions. I think success is if you guys like definitely push towards the end. I had no idea I was going to hit Success Club 10. I seriously was like, I'm hoping I hit 5, fingers crossed this month. And then last minute, I had like 3 people reach out and were like, hey, can I still do this? I'm like, haha, your challenge bag's going to come a little late, but I guess if you're okay with that. And they were like, yeah, I so want to do it. And, you know, you just kind of keep those invitations open. If they tell you no, 2 of the people told me no actually right away. And I was like, okay, well, I'll keep them on my list. And then they were the ones that reached back out to me. So just keep that positive mindset. I think that's been my biggest success this past month, was just having a positive mindset about it, because I think prior months I'd get frustrated, and if you're putting a lot of negativity out there, that's what you're going to get back.
That is so true. That is so true. That was awesome, Single. You got success. I was like, whoa, woman. Especially right towards the end of the month. What about anybody else who is working a full time that they've found like a system that's worked for them, maybe something a little bit different? That, I mean, this is just from my experience. That does not mean that I am doing everything right, or that that's the only way to do it. Obviously, it's not. But anything that kind of stuck out to you that maybe you've incorporated that's worked?
I can say something, I guess. When I'm on my game, which is usually most of the time, but one thing that I found really helpful was I would do it was kind of like your Saturdays, only it wasn't as routine, where I would find a